ChatGPT, relate ACIM to the movie Anger Management. Anger Management through the lens of A Course in Miracles, ACIM. Anger Management is a comedy on the surface, but beneath the humor lies a profound exploration of repression, projection, identity, guilt, and forgiveness. Through the lens of ACIM, the film becomes a classroom for examining one of the ego's favorite defenses, anger. The movie begins with a central irony. The protagonist appears calm, polite, and accommodating, yet everyone keeps insisting he has an anger problem. This mirrors a key teaching in ACM. What is hidden in the mind is not healed by being hidden. The nice person mask. At the beginning of the film, Dave tries very hard to be agreeable. He avoids confrontation. He suppresses his feelings. He attempts to appear harmless. The ego often mistakes suppression for peace. But ACM makes an important distinction. Peace is not the absence of visible conflict. Peace is the absence of conflict in the mind. A smile can hide resentment. Politeness can hide fear. Compliance can hide rage. The movie gradually exposes what has been pushed beneath the surface. The volcano underneath. The film suggests that Dave's anger is not being created in the present. It has been accumulating for years. Unspoken grievances, embarrassments, humiliations, self-judgments, old wounds. Teaches that anger is rarely about the current situation. Instead, the ego uses present events as screens onto which it projects buried guilt and fear. What appears to be anger at others is often anger at a self-image that feels weak, vulnerable, or inadequate. The mind projects that discomfort outward and blames someone else. Projection makes perception. One of the central teachings of ACIM is projection makes perception. The world we see often reflects beliefs we have not yet questioned. Throughout the movie, Dave repeatedly encounters situations that seem unfair, irrational, or hostile. But many of these situations force him to confront parts of himself he would rather avoid. The people who appear to trigger him become mirrors, not because they are causing his emotions, but because they reveal what is already hidden within the mind. The ego says, "You made me angry." The Holy Spirit asks, what belief in your own mind is asking to be healed? The role of the therapist. The therapist in the film can be viewed symbolically as an unusual version of the Holy Spirit. He constantly disrupts Dave's habitual patterns. He challenges assumptions. He refuses to support the victim narrative. He places Dave in situations that expose unconscious beliefs. Although his methods are extreme and comedic, his role is to bring hidden content into awareness. In ACIM, healing requires that unconscious guilt be brought to light. What is exposed can be released. What is hidden remains protected by the ego. Shh. The fear beneath anger. One of the deepest teachings of ACIM is that anger is not the root problem. Fear is, and beneath fear lies guilt. The ego uses anger as a shield. If I am angry at you, I do not have to look at my own fear. If I am blaming you, I do not have to question my own beliefs. The movie gradually reveals that Dave's anger is connected to insecurity, self-doubt, embarrassment, and fear of rejection. The surface emotion is anger. The deeper wound is fear. Self-concept collapse. Throughout the story, Dave's carefully constructed self-image begins to unravel. He can no longer maintain the identity of the perpetually nice, harmless, controlled person. This is uncomfortable. Yet, ACIM teaches that healing often begins when false identities start to crack. The ego wants to preserve an image. The Holy Spirit wants to reveal what lies beyond the image. The goal is not to become a better persona. The goal is to recognize that we are not the persona at all. Forgiveness. By the end of the movie, healing occurs not because everyone behaves perfectly. Healing occurs because Dave becomes more honest. He stops hiding. He stops pretending. He stops defending an image. This honesty creates space for forgiveness. In AM, forgiveness is not excusing behavior. It is recognizing that what we are in truth remains untouched beneath the drama of personalities. The more we release our attachment to grievances, the more naturally peace emerges. The central reflection. The ego watches anger management and asks, how do I control my anger? The Holy Spirit watches anger management and asks, what fear and guilt am I using anger to hide? Viewed through AM, the movie is not primarily about managing anger. It is about uncovering what anger is protecting. The healing comes not from becoming more controlled. The healing comes from becoming more honest. The deepest message may be, anger is often the smoke, not the fire. When the hidden guilt and fear beneath it are brought to light, the need for anger begins to disappear, and what remains is the peace that was always waiting underneath. Go to mwge.org to find full movie and commentary by David Hoffmeister.